Okay, so I got some requests to look at VSTE. This is stock that squeezed hard on Monday. It went from 2.5 to all the way to I believe $8. Um, this was one of those that just kind of came out of nowhere. It was a multi-day runner, and Australian stock, low float. Um, you know, a bunch of people just try to like lock up the float and try to squeeze it midday out of nowhere, right? Um, so I tried to look at it briefly, and I didn't see a lot of big clues. But let's try to mark the times because first of all, looking at the chart, um, it looks like 10:25, 10:27 was one time, and then 11:45 is another, and then the squeeze went from 11:45 all the way to 12:22. So I think we're gonna try to record that, right? So I queued it to 10:27, and I'm gonna start playing it. I thought I saw some like you know offers, uh, fairly big offers getting eaten up here at 10:37. I'm sorry, at 10:27, and then let's see how it goes. So so it's running right now. It's about 10:31 now. Well, okay. Um, Let me backtrack a little bit here. Okay, so this is 10:25. So I'm going to try to see how I started hitting it now. It's 10:25, still very quiet. Relatively, I mean, this stock is just making volume of like 10,000 shares, 18,000 shares, really low volume, right? So there's nothing to write home about. But at 10:27, we will see that they try to push to new high of the day, and so we're going to try to see if there's any bid sizes and offer sizes. Um, okay, so the high of the day is 2.49, right? 2.50. So expect to see some sizable offers there, and they will try to like squeeze it, right? And go above high of day. And it's the usual thing. If it's a strong stock, it shouldn't stall. So we're now at 10:26, right? Well, there you go. You see the push there, and there were quite a lot of offers here that got eaten up, but they're like, you know, more or less 10,000 shares each time. Not huge, right? Um, and but you be so it's not so much only how it breaks through. So this is a strong breakout, right? It's like 10 cents above 2.5. It hit 2.6, and so it has some kind of potential, so to speak. So now let's go past 2.6. This is where we want to see. So we went to 2.65, And then 1027, 1020. Let's wait for it to finish the candle. Yeah, so that was strong. That 1027, 1027 minute was a strong candle right there. Um, and let's see if 1028 it can go past that. But that's a breakout. Okay, 2.50 to 2.70, 20 cents. That's a breakout. And it didn't take a lot of shares, like 160,000 shares. So then they're pulling back now, right? And but it's still relatively empty. Uh, Empty. Let's call it bid and ask landscape is still quite empty. There's a lot of lack of liquidity still. And this is the 1028 minute, right? And it just kind of like fizzled, right? So it's not that was not super. I would say that's the 1027, 1028, and it will take a long time for this thing to build a base again. So the next moment I would say is 11. The next, let me try to scale it above here. So the next moment was 266 was like around 11:45. So this one kind of fizzled, and the next moment was 11:45. So let's move to 11:45. This is 11:31. 11:45 is okay. There we go. Right. So let's put it at 11:44. Okay, let's play it and see. So the high of the day is 2.70, right? Let's see how if it can go past that 2.53, 2.574. Um, so this is the 11:45 candle. Not much going on still, right? 11:47, 11:48 is where it really breaks out. So let's give it a few more minutes. Let's see how it's going on, shaping up here. Fairly empty at this point, right? This stock was also subject to buy-ins from Cobra, right? So there was a little bit of a squeeze there. Um, Now you start seeing there's quite a few offers here. This is like 1, 4, 5, 10, 6, 7. That's like 8,000 shares right there, right? 8 to 9,000 shares, 2.60. Yeah, at least if you just added the size here, and that's not even the real size, obviously. There's some hidden sellers there. But we're at 11:46 now, and so 11:45 closed at a high, right? So some potential there that it's trying to go past this thing. Does it break out very quickly or does it stall? That's the question, right? And we're at 11:46 right now. Let's wait for it to become 11:47. Okay, so then 11:46 still close to the high, right? So it's that you can sense the energy here. 11:47. Um, there's quite some offers here. So let's wait until Let's wait until 10 seconds to close, maybe. Okay, so now we're at 11:47. We're 10 cents to the close. It's coming in strong now. So again, I closed at a high, three bars in a row. That was the volume was decent, quite decently strong. You see 7, 2, 3. That's like 20,000 shares right there, right? It's not a lot, but that was fast. Okay, that was a fast breakout, and now it's just eating up the shares, the offers right here. Okay, so you see how these shares are being eaten up? 2.90. That was fast. A lot of shares are being eaten up right here. Um, 8,000 shares just got eaten up like that. We're now at $3. That was fast, eaten up. Somebody just has to show size of like 3,000 shares and it just keeps going. That's because there's really probably nothing up above it. There's no sellers. I mean, they've just locked up the float at this point. Um, and that's just how dangerous the whole thing is, right? When it's very short, it's a NANOFLOAT, it's SSR, um, and and again, so the float is locked at this point, and uh, it's fully rotated now. It took a while to rotate. This is like almost like an hour and 15 minutes, and he's just locked up the float, and it goes to 3.21. Um, this okay, this is like 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, and it's going for it again. And that's 250,000 volume, right? This is like 10 times the regular volume on a minute bar. So this is a lot of volume, right? This is really a squeeze right here, giant squeeze. There's a 30, 40,000 shares. It's just getting eaten up. And this would run into a halt. And you see those shares there. It was just getting eaten up like crazy. And somebody locked up the float at this point. This is what happens when there's a lot of breakouts in the middle of the day. Somebody just locks up the float. Um, so that was interesting, and this squeeze keeps going for all the way up to like 12:08. I think that's where the halt is, right? The halt is like 12:09. So when you see that it's just closing each candle at the highs, it's a very manipulated stock, and so wait until this becomes 50 seconds or so. Now we're 45 seconds. It's closing near the high of the candle again, right? Just blew past it. Yeah. Okay, we're the last 15 seconds of the candle. Again, it's near the high of the candle, right? Still pushing. Really strong. Very strong. And it didn't need a lot of support. You put it in a sizable bid of 10,000 shares, it just pushes it up because it's just squeezing everybody now at this point. 3.55, 3.58, 3.61. In fact, I also shorted quick somewhere here and I got stopped out very quickly. And I just felt like this stock was manipulated. It was just locked up. It was somebody was in full control. Um, and we're already at 11:54. It just keeps going up. Okay, so now people might think, okay, this one kind of closed near the low. Is it gonna is it going to is it gonna come back down now here, right? But so let's see, right? It's 11:54. Potentially you can try to short here and see if it goes back up, right? And we're down to the last 15 seconds. Okay, looks like it's gonna give up now, right? That's 6 seconds. Okay, so might be a temporary maximum, right? At this point. So you're starting the 11:55 minute now. You're at 11:55 and kind of push lower. 17 seconds. You got 40 seconds to go. But it's not really giving back a lot, right? I mean, it went from 2.50 to 3.75, so 1.25. You know, it has to go below 3.5 to at least, that's still not a meaningful correction. Um, and if you look at there, unlike the earlier one, what was it, PLBY, there's no like 200,000 shares being eaten up here, right? This is not like a 30 million float stock. This is like a 2 million float stock. So, 30,000 shares, 15,000 shares of size, which is not including the hidden shares. That's like 20,000 shares right here. That's 10,000 shares. That's enough to really push it. You see, and they're getting eaten up like crazy because there's really no shares available. And and this is like 11:56. You know, you can see, okay, maybe it's starting to struggle, it's starting to get heavy, and you're tempted to trade this, and it's possible. But then this is the 11th dip, and then it pushes high again, right? So that's another bad sign. That's a very strong stock. You can tell just from the level two, and this is what level two tells us in many ways that sometimes the charts don't tell you as well, right? But for the most part, if you wait for the candle to close, near the close, you start looking at it to see if it's worth it. Then that's where you can tell that it's still stronger than that. So far, it's been very strong. These are all higher highs. Um, we're at 11:57 now, and we still got 40 seconds to go. Um, yeah, 30 seconds to go. There's not that nothing major like 200,000 shares are getting eaten up, but you know that there are shares here and people are eating it up. There's some support here. It doesn't show just by showing some support, it already moves up. That's kind of stock that you want to see, right? You don't need to wait to see if it's trying to eat this all up, if it's trying to soak, it's trying to go swipe below the bid or not. This is a stock that is strong. Now you're, 11:58. You just close the candle. It's still near the highs. Now you're 11:59. It's about to go past 3.93 now. And again, they just put up a size of like 5,000 shares at 3.85, 3.84. You know, it was enough to like move the stock up. And then even though you have a lot of these shares here, they're getting eaten up. And this is pretty fast right here, this tape here. So let's wait until 11:58 and 50 seconds and see where it goes, right? Okay, so again, you might look at this and say, could this be the first candle where it corrects a little bit? So 11:59, you wait, right? And it's C. But so far, this is a sign of a stock that has a lot float. Australian stock, we remember there was a stock of AHI that did the same thing, Australian stock. These foreign stocks have a lot of people who read it. Okay, so 11:59, 31 seconds. So we have another 20 seconds to go. Let's wait, right? Let's wait for 11:59:45 and see the action. There's some bids here, um, some offers. Not a lot right now. Yeah, you can see that there's not a lot of offers, at least not huge sizes being shown, right? So you got 5 seconds to go, but as we know, 5 seconds is a lot in micro cap, nano cap. And again, it closes near the high, right? So again, we wait 12 o'clock. I mean, this is how many candles now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 candles, green candles, long green candles. Okay, this is 12 o'clock now, right? So we have 30 seconds to go. Let's see how it goes. Mm. Okay, so now it looks like, okay, maybe it's giving up now. Got like 20 seconds to go. Let's see. But 5 seconds is a big time. It's a long time in microcap. It can do a lot of reversals in 5 seconds. And again, it is near the high of the bar, right? So this is the story of VSTE all this time. Not big. There's not much in the level two that was telling you much. Yeah, I mean the tape was getting fast. That you can just tell. You see some bids of like 5,000 shares, and you have 9,000 shares getting eaten up, right? You see that, but nothing like these 200,000 shares like you saw with PLBY in my other video. Um, but this is nevertheless very educational, right? So you see how it closes the candles, right? So now we're down to like the last 15 seconds, okay? And again, it closed at the high of the bar, right? This is a very strong chart, right? So now uh, this thing goes all the way to 1208 actually, and then it halts. And I think I'm gonna keep on playing it. I probably won't comment a lot from now here because it's pretty much the same story, but at least I want to record this so we have it on video. And probably at the halt, I will pause so that this will be part one as well. and then I'll have another part two, which is post halt. It halted at 12:08. Yeah. So we're just gonna see. Yeah, it just keeps closing. This is where it's halted. Symbol has been halted. So we're gonna wait. I'm gonna pause it right here, and then I'm gonna stop, and then we're gonna wait for the next one.